Now in the meantime, we can do our brown butter. So we have a little pot and about 25-50 grams of butter that we're going to cook. So for the brown butter, we'll place it over the fire and we'll have to keep a close eye because there's a very small temperature difference between perfectly toasted and burnt. So we'll turn on the butter on a small fire, slowly let it cook. We'll let it come up, it's going to start to bubble, and then these egg whites are going to caramelize, and that is what we're really looking for, because these caramelized egg whites are going to give a beautiful nutty aroma, and that together with our toasted hazelnuts that are still in the oven is going to give us a beautiful base for the vinaigrette sauce. I always take my time with the brown butter. It's better to have it on a low fire and cook it slowly because there's just a better chance of getting it perfect, and it's just a couple of degrees that you really don't want to miss out on. In the meantime, my butter is going perfectly, so it's bubbling, it's going. Cannot smell it yet, and that's what we're looking for. I always try to test just by smelling. Wave your hand above, smell the aroma. See if that nuttiness is coming through yet. It's not yet there, but you will see that in a matter of minutes, this is going to turn into a beautiful brown butter. I've already prepared a small pot with a little strainer in it, so when it is on that perfect caramel point, we'll pour it over, we'll stop the cooking. Right away we reduce the heat and make sure that it doesn't overcook and we don't end up with a bitter butter. See how that foam comes up? I find that gorgeous. There you see, it's browning. You can start to smell it already. It's perfect like that. We'll pour it off and we will have our brown butter ready. We'll just leave that to cool down. Wonderful. They don't need much, they just need a little color. Also, we really don't want to over toast them. It's really important that we don't get these things overcooked because they're going to start tasting bitter and can really ruin the dish in this case. So, hazelnuts done, butter done. All there's left to do, finish our vinaigrette, chop the hazelnuts, cut a little bit of parsley, add the vinegar into that butter, and they'll be ready for plating. Now the hazelnuts, I like to keep them quite big. You can just kind of cut them in half. Quarter if you like. They're going to bring some texture to this dish, something that is required, the freshness of the apple, that lovely celeriac, the refreshing sauce, and then crunchy hazelnuts bursting through together with the watercress. And we'll be adding the hazelnuts to the brown butter, the vinegar, a typical to the brown butter. Add a little touch of salt. We've left it here for a little bit so it cools down because that butter was really hot. And now we're going to be adding some fresh parsley. We don't want it to cook into the butter, let's say. So we'll wait until the last minute, just before serving. Going to add some freshly chopped parsley. Going to make this vinaigrette really gorgeous. It has different textures, different colors, different consistencies. And that sauce is really going to bring this together. Fresh curly parsley. Now there's a little trick when you cut herbs, and for me it is in the preparation. So we've picked some herbs, we've already washed them, and now what you want to do is you want to keep it together with your fingers as tight as possible. Pack it all in under your fingers. See if you can manage that to hold it all together. And then with your knife you use your cutting techniques where you cut it off your fingers. Knuckles have to stick out a little bit. I want to make sure we don't chop off those nails. It is a bit tricky with your fingers out there. Obviously you can chop it like that as well. Really no problem at all. You can do it the way you like. But that little trick of the preparation and keeping it together will speed up the process and will give you a really beautiful result.